This time around, we're talking travel insurance. It is always a good time when you're traveling. Both of us here love traveling and we love going on a tour. But there's always something that you actually never know about it. There's a travel insurance. There's always a reason as to why one person would need to get that policy before you take that trip. Because every time you're actually interested in going for a trip, there is always that key thing that you will always have in your mind, at the back of your mind.
What are you worried, even before we head into that insight, you're making me ask you, what is that biggest worry you have when going to a trip or when going for a trip?
Well, first of all, in most cases, when you're going for a trip, you will be excited. That is the first thing. But the excitement brings anxiety in you. You feel like, at the end of the day, what if? There's always that what if. No, it depends on by the destination. Now, for example, if someone has actually been to, you've not been to, let's say, you've not gone out of the country, and they tell you, now you start hearing some of the stories coming in from that area, you're like, what if? What if this happened? Now, like, if you're going in an area which has been predominantly known for a war-torn area, let's say a war zone, then you're like, now what if I just reach like this, Papa?
Just give an example of water, people who go around boat cruising.
And then you remember the other incident that happened, a very few years back, the boat cruise, the balance.
And you feel incident. Like, what if? What if? What if that's my day? I go in that water and whoosh, I'm going to be drowning. Okay, so those are some of some things that are bound to come in your mind. I don't know whether they do come in your mind, but they do happen with me if I'm going somewhere. Also got back to me one time if I'm going to get to a bus, and you keep thinking, okay, what if? But I don't, please stop even. And then I correct my mind, stop, can you get off. So those are some of the things that could come with travel, that fear that comes. But that doesn't come when you pray, regardless you a Muslim, regardless you Christian entity. When you do pray, there is that confidence, that comes along.
Well, there's always that confidence that you have at the back of your mind, things will be okay.
Even when you burnt, anything happens at that point, you're going to be holy.
So, taking a trip can actually be all fun and amazing, go better yet promising, to create for you room for future business prospects. But the bigger question would be, have you ever thought about the risks that may happen on this particular trip, be it accidents or sickness, or maybe when you get in touch with thieves, be it theft and all that? And how best can you get back after this happens? Well, this is when you get to understand the benefits of travel insurance and why you need to get such an insurance cover once you're going out for a trip or for a tour.
But insurance can cover you after you're gone.
Yeah. Let's first check this out. Yes, welcome to the SMB Insight. Today, we understand travel insurance and why you need it. Travel insurance is a type of insurance that covers different risks while traveling. It covers medical expenses, lost luggage, flight cancellations, and other losses that a traveler can incur while traveling. Let's get right onto it. But before it, let's get to know who our guest today is.
My name is Agatha Nasaroko. I work with GA Insurance in underwriting department.
Okay, let's get to understand what travel insurance entails.
Travel insurance more like an assurance or giving comfort to someone who is traveling out there, maybe someone living in Uganda. It's something that gives someone comfort, maybe like someone is assured that just in case of anything, maybe be it an accident, be it sickness, that person is guaranteed that he is covered. So even if, because these things happen when you're not expecting it. So it's more like giving someone comfort that just in case of anything, you're covered. You don't need to worry, just giving someone comfort here.
What does the travel insurance cover once one applies for the policy?
It mostly covers medical insurance. The biggest part is medical, because you find that medical has the highest limit. Yeah? So it mostly covers medical expenses abroad. It also covers delays, like luggage delays or departure delays. It also covers repatriations, just in case someone is sick or someone maybe dies from abroad and he needs to be transported, something like that. So it covers repatriations. It also covers trip cancellations. Maybe you intend to travel, but out of nowhere you get an urgent business. Maybe you wish to cancel your policy. So it also covers that. It also covers injuries. It covers theft, hijack. Hijack mostly, it's mostly in public transportations. So if someone had already traveled and is maybe using the public means of transport, and maybe his luggage or his laptop or any item is stolen. So it covers that stolen item. Travel insurance doesn't cover product, it covers you as a person. Whereby if I'm a businessman, I'm traveling to China maybe get my goods, something like that. So I will be protected in a way that if I travel and I wish to spend more days there. So in case I get sick, in case I get an accident, in case I lose something, in case I reach the airport and the trips are cancelled, the flights are cancelled, or they are extended, in case maybe I travel, I reach in the middle of the way and that I get an emergency and I need to come back. So all those things are covered. So the businessman is not affected in any way, because even if his stay abroad is cancelled, he will still be reimbursed, because he will not incur any losses if he has travel insurance.
What about the risks that are not covered by travel insurance?
Travel insurance doesn't cover illnesses, like pre-existing illnesses. If you get travel insurance and you already have like some illnesses, you travel abroad, you get sick, and we find that that illness was existing before you took off travel insurance, so that is not covered. Also, on the part of COVID-19, if a person travels and you find that he had COVID-19 before he traveled, that will not be covered as well. Travel insurance doesn't also cover like dangerous sports, like this mountain hiking, something like that. It mostly covers businesses or leisure, but leisure, not those dangerous games. Yeah. It also doesn't cover minor. Like if someone is, let's say a child, he's below 18, he's not covered. Rather, we can get maybe an adult, can be his mother, her mother, or a guardian. So that guardian can be a policyholder while the child is the beneficiary. So in circumstances where, for students package, where you find that a kid is below 18 and he studies from abroad, but he has to have travel insurance. What we do, we either get a father to be the policyholder and a child to be the beneficiary. So in that way, he gets travel insurance and he is allowed to travel. He enjoys all the benefits, but he is not like, he can't be the policyholder.
And under what circumstances would the policy get cancelled?
For travel insurance, if maybe you got your travel insurance from us, you happen to go to the embassy and you're denied visa, if you inform us in time, maybe before the start date of the policy, we reimburse you 100%. We give you back your premium. If you don't inform us in time, but it doesn't matter, as long as you inform us before the start date of the policy, because if a policy starts, then then cancelling becomes a problem. Yeah, so the policy can be cancelled only when it hasn't started. So if you inform us in time, we can cancel the policy and reimburse 100%.
Travel insurance is a type of policy that reimburses you for money you lose from non-refundable deposits and payments when something goes wrong on your trip. These problems can range from lost luggage to flight delays to medical problems. The more you're spending on your trip, the more you likely need travel insurance. This is especially true for international trips and cruises, where travel problems become more expensive to solve. That's Agatha Nansereko from the GE Insurance, and that is what we had for you in today's SMB Insight. Till then. Rita here had issues to do with travel insurance, asking some questions, saying you were asking if I told you.
So I've drawn.
Unfortunately,
I don't call for it. God forbid it. So, but someone drones. Okay,
that's why I said unfortunately, because those things should not happen.
The unfortunate things that are bound to happen at some point. But I pray neither of you is it going to happen to you.
If they steal your bag, they can give it to you back. If you've
that's what she said.
Bag.
Okay, I want that.
What I've had is that mainly travel insurance covers issues to do with medical first. You know why? Because I think it is very easy for you to get sick.
But she was highlighting that she's Agatha, right? She was highlighting about when you miss a ticket, for example, you know, they can rebook for you on that no cost.
When you miss a flight, I had people say
others
are catching flights, others are catching feelings. So what are you catching?
You like that statement. But back to travel insurance. Travel insurance at some point can tend to be, you know, having questions, because some questions remain, you know, unanswered. Because if you go, because traveling is leisure for most cases, and we've got people, because people travel differently. There are people who travel by bus. There are people who travel by flights. There are people who travel on water, by water rather. And in case, at least we've seen what air travelers can do. They can repair a ticket, they can do medical. And how about the travel? And also looking at the investment regarding the infrastructure around. Where would you be contented in regards to putting or thinking even about insurance in regards to travel insurance? Are you going to insure yourself when you're traveling by road? You're going to find that someone will just think about it like, why am I going to go to insurance? First of all, you look at the cost that it is costing you, Joram, to going insurance covers. It's expensive at some point. And it depends on the entity. I may even say it's expensive, but you've not tried out. But for most cases, insurance, it is a bit, okay, it's affordable, but moderate. You need to know your budget before you head for it. And are you going to consider yourself going for an insurance cover travel by road?
And
are you going to feel it coming?
For the insurance cover by the road, it depends on the journey that you're heading to. And I believe these insurance companies give you this premium basing on what you want, and they can as well advise you.
Okay.
If at all it is actually a trustworthy insurance company, they will advise you. If at all they're not money oriented, they will actually give you someone to advise you on how best you can, let's say, get up your premium. They will actually tell you, you know what, if you do this and pay for this premium this way, if you're heading to this place, it is better for you to pay this particular
this
premium.
This premium will cover for this and this and this. Okay, but back to covering up for life. You know, there are things that are inevitable, that are going to happen, even whether you like it or not. But I'm not saying that that should bound you from taking on insurance covers, because they are always good in regards to mitigating risks involved with doing businesses. You can not only insure around travel, you can insure your shop, you can insure that farm, the organization, even your car. Regardless, you can now insure life. There are life insurance covers. And speaking about that, digitalization, there is now a way how, I don't know if you knew about it, MTN, at least MTN does do business with Smart24 here. The invoice won't come. For example, it had got a package.
Blue magic.
And away from that, I once used that service. There was an insurance service, an insurance cover. I used it. But because I was ignorant about it, you know, I had it via someone talking about it, speaking about it. I went and started trying it out. They were piling up
for insurance.
Little did I know that money expires at some point. I wish I knew earlier. I would, I would have gotten up and went out there to explore it first. But that was not the issue. So I ended up losing, because it had piled up to that was around 400,000 within just 2 months. You can't imagine. So I called and like, no, you were supposed to withdraw that money. So I missed out on that. So lack of information sometimes, you know, limits our reach, and that comes with ignorance. I just wish I knew a lot. But at least we're going to prepare that journey, or how that journey of money handling, care, even savings can actually
when you said imagine, you reminded me of my primary teacher. He says, so can you imagine you wrote a wrong answer?
When the topic was insurance?
Not insurance, just like when you write a wrong answer. Now the teacher goes, Sonko, come. Can you imagine you've written a wrong answer? Lie down.
I thought there was not going to be a lie down after that. Because that statement is a sweet statement. Shouldn't be accompanied by a lie down.
No, the imagine was the funny part, because you could not expect anything from that. So at the end of the day, you would be getting it. But away from that, after the break, we're discussing saving.
We're discussing the saving culture in Uganda, and also what you need to know about saving. You might even be doing the wrong or right thing, by the way, around your savings. You might be saving knowing you're saving. Kumbe. Just wait for it after.
Some of us have been having our piggy banks since primary. After the break, we shall continue.